stream.
So I've been putting off updating my phone because I hate updating phones. I don't know. I don't want them to mess with it. Everything's working fine the way it is. I don't want it to get touched. And I guess during the night, even though usually I can leave it for like months and months and months, it decided to do what I consider to be a mandatory override on my life. And it installed this one UI operating system on my phone. So I woke up and I felt like I had a stranger's phone in my hand. I didn't know how it worked or what to do with it. It was disconcerting.
Oh man. Yeah, but you can always read the release notes to see if there's something worth upgrading.
I did, obsessively so. It's what I do, because I was like, well, why do I want this? And it was just like, oh, we've integrated AI into all of these places. And I'm like, okay, but I don't need AI in any of these places. If I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it as an application and I'm going to use it separately. And I mean, everything is like smoother, the animations, I guess, and the icons are more bubbly and more childlike. But like I always turn off frame animations anyways, but now I have to have them on even though they're off. I don't know. It's fine. I'll be fine.
You're talking as if it's a life-changing event. It's an always update.
It is, but it was such a different one. And it's like, I don't know, like I'd still be using my S4 if that thing didn't turn into a brick. Like, I'm not a big fan of updating in the first place in technology, to be fair. I should be, knowing what I do, but I'm not.
I usually appreciate UI changes, especially if they make things easier or smoother. But it seems like you've gone to boomer category, in which...
It does. It does. Why is everything different?
Every minor change becomes a chore, since you have to learn how to reuse the phone as if you never used one before.
I feel it when I'm driving. Okay, so they've changed up downtown and they've made it so you can't do a right turn on red lights, and they've made all these different bike lanes and they've changed where the lanes are. And I've been driving a really long time. I've been driving like 30 years, and I feel like I don't know how to drive. I feel like an elderly person, whatever it's supposed to be. And I'm in a town that I've never been in, and I don't know how to get anywhere. And I feel like I'm dangerous. Like, I don't know where the bicyclists are, and I don't know where the people are supposed to be. And it's kind of that feeling of, oh gosh, like now I'm in the realm of the people that don't really fully get the concept of what's going on around them.
Well, you can always switch to iPhone.
And why would I do that?
Why not?
Then I really wouldn't know where I am. Where is this? I had like an iPod Touch years ago. That thing was awesome. I thought it was the future for sure.
Yeah, but it's been the same since iOS 7. So that was back in 2013. And, the next major change will be this year, so it's 12 years between major changes, so you should switch to iPhone.
I can handle that.
Okay, let's start the stream. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Daniel Plays Well with Others, which is now the official name of the live streams in which I play games with people who aren't the developers of the games, because that series is called Text Play. So this is Daniel Plays Well with Others. Hi everyone. Anyway, today we have conversations with Curse double feature, because immediately after, well, not immediately, depends on when we end this stream, but soon after the end of this stream, Paul will start streaming his own live stream, which will be him playing I'm on observation duty. So you have a conversations with Curse double feature. So that's your next 4 hours for you. Anyway, today, hopefully, we'll finish playing the 7th guest. This is our 6th live stream. Anna's here. We're prepared, hopefully. And this could either take 3 hours or 1 hour. It's all up to pure dumb luck. And that's it. So let me thank our Patreon members. Thank you, Patreon members. And let me thank our coffee members. In the past week, Drex and those Deaf Mutes donated. We haven't streamed that much, so it's kind of our fault. But now we're streaming and we have a double feature. So it's up to you to fill up this top 7. I'm seeing quite a few people in the chat I haven't seen in a while, like Big Kahuna. Hi, Big Kahuna. Welcome. Tafio asks, is podcast supposed to be podcast in the stream title, or is it meant that way for a reason? Ooh. Well played. It's not. We'll change the title. Okay. Let me welcome Anna Vigue. Hi, Anna.
Hey guys, how's it going? Nice to be back. I hope to not the 7th stream of the 7th guest yet, just the 6th stream of the 7th guest.
Yup. Although it would be nice to have a 7th live stream of the 7th guest, because this entire series started on the 7th of March. Yeah, it was the 7th. It was March 7th. So that was the whole thing. March 7th for the 7th guest. And here we are on May 23rd. And with no end in sight.
Oh no, okay, you've actually been playing 7th guest yourself, Ozzy Aster, although that's cool. You almost caught up to where we are. Well, how long did it take you? Not as long as us. Don't even have to answer
he
that.
He probably started playing on May 22nd, not March 7th. Anyway, I hope you're ready for this. We have, I think, 3 or 4 puzzles left before the twist ending of the game. And again, this could take an hour. This could take 3. We might have another live stream, another 7th guest live stream. Who knows at this point? And that's it. Any last words, Anna?
No, just take me back to the mansion. I want more of that stuff.
Okay, bye, guys. Okay, let's see. Last time we left off, we had this puzzle.
That was fun. So close.
So our goal here is to change the painting back to Stoff's human likeness.
Who's to say which one is human, really?
Not us.
No, he looks so handsome like this. I think it should be a mix of all 3, really. If it were up to me, that's what I'd go for.
You know, I follow the 7th guest category on Twitch, so I get a notification whenever someone streams the game. And I just joined the live stream yesterday with someone playing the 7th guest, and they were playing this puzzle. So it was.
And how did that go?
I don't know. I was traumatized by us playing and reaching this part of the game, so I just quit the stream.
It's been nice. You know, it used to be on Twitch. I'd look up some of these classic games, and you'd be lucky if you found out somebody had streamed it in the last 2 months. And now it's like, oh, what? You want like 6 different people streaming Quest for Glory right now? Like this stuff's out there now. It's really gotten quite popular.
Wait, what's Benjamin talking about?
So Stuff has an ego too.
They're talking about the new YouTube feature.
But somehow I get the
Oh, well, tell me
impression
about
he's
it.
not quite all there.
So YouTube just added, a few Twitch-like features, which are if you have the chat open, then you have the community leaderboard, in which we can see that Mercris is number 1 with 75 XP.
Go Mercris!
And wow, okay. So, yeah.
Look at that, so close. Ah.
At this point, I'm just brute forcing the game. Hopefully, we'll get to the solution soon.
Click on a few things in the right places enough times.
That's funny. Stoff's falling apart, and I'm putting him back together again.
Hey, Zuki.
Oh, hey. Hey, Zuki. Nice to see you. How's the gaming going? What you playing?
I think the last time Zuki joined was us playing this puzzle.
It's like you never left, darling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like going to be a whole day of live streams. Today is the day.
Yeah.
Kathy Rain 2 at the minute. Oh, nice. I still haven't played the little extra one yet. What do you think of it so far? I've been hearing good things about it. It looks pretty in the ads that I've seen.
Dimitri the Monk says, this is like the coffin puzzle. I know, and that's the problem, because there is no one solution for it. And last time I talked about the fact that there are 3 puzzles that have the same logic and mechanisms, and that's the coffin puzzle, the one with the flippity flops, and this one.
Not too many.
What games are you playing these days, Anna?
Oh gosh. So Paul and I have been talking about finishing the Monkey Island, but in the meantime, he randomly decided he was going to play Quest for Glory 1 EGA. And so our next episode is about that one. He's playing a thief, and I'm just over the moon excited, which is actually probably a lot of pressure for
This
him,
puzzle reminds me
because
of
he
the
knows how
coffin.
excited I am for him
But
to play this
Stoff
gosh darn
seems to be in
game.
more of a state than ever.
And Minecraft finally, for the first time, I've joined a server with a couple of the guilders, and my son's in it, and we've just been building houses and kind of making our presence known. I'm new to Minecraft, and my kid is like, oh my god, you need to play this so bad. So I've been doing that instead of our Stardew, because usually as a family, the 3 of us, we manage a farm together in the evening, or we play StarCraft together, or we play Heroes of Might and Magic together, or Civilization 3 together. So now it's a bit of Minecraft, so that's been the extra thing. The Quest for Glory EGA big box. Yes, I have the original Quest for Glory one. Well, the original one that says Heroes Quest with the hero on it. I've got it signed. It's my favoritist, of course. I like that box. And I have the VGA one. But the EGA one has my heart for sure. You still have to finish the 5th one? Oh yeah, no, do it. Because it's totally different also with who you can marry in the 5th one, and other things that you can do depending on who you pick. And I really, really, really like the work they did with the Thieves Guild in the 5th one. I really like the puzzle that they use and stuff for the disarming of the traps and stuff. You're building Mist Island in Minecraft? Oh, cool. Oh, that would be neat. I'd like to see a picture of that. Man, sometimes it sucks you can't share pictures in these chats. There's so many times where I'd be like, oh man, gotta see a picture.
I mean, you guys are talking about Quest for Glory 5.
Yeah.
And you don't mention Big Kahuna, who actually worked on it. And he was in the chat.
Oh, yeah. That's right. It was the last game you worked on at Sierra. I love 5. 5 is, as I said, it was the beginning of the next chapter with me, and I wondered where the heroes would have gone later on. I enjoyed every moment of that game, and I've replayed it more times than I can ever imagine. So what parts of the game is it that you worked on, Big Kahuna?
Well, you should watch my 4-hour conversation with him and find out.
Oh, right. Yes, I should, shouldn't I? Thank you.
Yeah.
You have the Gabriel Knight triangle box? Oh, lucky. I don't have any fancy shaped boxes at all. Yeah, the fan-made 6 one, it's not done yet. They've been working on it, Hero 6. And I'm in the Discord, but the project has been pretty dead in the water. A few new devs have stopped in to ask questions about it here and there, or maybe even put in information. But as far as I've seen, it hasn't gone further. First ever C++ game you did I mention yeah, I bet you did. But that was all about, it was moving forward and getting, to that next stage of technology. So, okay, I'll look on Discord. Thank you. I'll check that out. I found a way to beat, oh, that's to you, Curtis. I found a way to beat AI microscope game. It's only a few moves, but it's on an Android phone. Oh, yeah, you'd know about that. Oh, okay, not to be confused with Big Hero 6. Oh, I don't know what Big Hero 6 is.
It's a Disney movie.
Oh, is it? Okay. I'm so out of date with Disney movies and stuff. Yeah, because David Tiki, there's also Quest for Glory Extended. He's been working on that one for a long time as well. And then there's the demake of Quest for Glory 5, where they were making it sort of in the same world as some of the previous games. So there's a lot of fan projects that are in the works on the sides.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
You might be right.
You're not wrong. Wait.
Oh. Sierra's SCI 32 ruined all other object-oriented languages for me. It was so powerful for gaming. Yeah, I mean, SCI is amazing, isn't it? Working in AGS for me has been a nice learning experience too. It's so approachable for me compared to say Unity or something. I mean, okay, they say that it's not exactly intuitive necessarily, but just from what I've been learning. Hero's Quest is my favorite of the saga, and maybe Quest for Glory 3 is the one I played the most. Quest for Glory the 4 is the best objectively. I know, and there's reasons I love every single one of them. I could just give you a list. I love Quest for Glory 1 EGA just for the charm and the humor in the game in and of itself, and just the concept it introduced to me. I like VGA because you got to see all the stuff you didn't see in the first place, because you can click on everything, because you didn't always know all the questions to ask. And I love the second one for the graphics and the desert. I love the maze. I love the city. I love the characters and the cast. The third one was just beautifully done with the storytelling, because Lori did such a beautiful job at creating a world and sort of bringing it outwards. And the fourth one I connect with because my heritage, Russian and Polish, it really connected with me and the characters. And of course, it was a beautiful game. And the fifth one, because it was so well rounded out, each character had very specific jobs. I loved taking on the quests and the openness to the game. There's so many different choices you could make and different ways that you could play it. So the whole series is just absolutely amazing. You got this, Anna. Just don't make eye contact with stuff too long.
Top Fuel tipped
That's the
$10.
problem. You've been staring at him.
I think Storff was right when he said, we'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Yeah.
As long as we all have fun is what matters.
That's true, Top Fuel. Thank you.
What's important is the friends we made along the way.
Time you solve this.
That's right. Yes. I have definitely met Lori and Corey. I've even stayed at an Airbnb with them and worked a booth with them and gotten them to sign everything and all my guides and all my many big boxes and all my instruction books and sat at their feet while they told me stories of yore. And I've gone grocery shopping with Lori and cooked everybody a huge dinner and had them on the podcast a couple times. They're like the coolest. It's like meeting your heroes in real life and then you're not disappointed at all. If anything, you're just like ecstatic because they're just as awesome as you always imagined they'd be. Quest for Glory 3 has Sanford and Son in it. Yep, that is true. Oh yeah, I always try to type commands into modern games. Quest for Glory, muscle memory. I mean, it's the same, the muscle memory, even like the police quest, like, or yeah, I should always be able to say Control A for ask about, like in Quest for Glory, or like, but Police Quest takes it a step further because you can do the short form for like look, you can do L or open, things like that. And I'm constantly like F5 always needs to be save, F7 always needs to be restore, F3 like restart, tab should always be inventory. I mean, it really should all connect. Throw rock for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I threw the rock at the bird's nest because I'm the fighter until I got the ring. And then I just threw, anytime too that I need to kill time, I just throw rocks. It's like if I'm a thief, I'm always practicing sneaking around or lock picking until you can unlock your nose, and then picking your nose until, you know, the next stages. I love maxing that stuff out.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
No.
Wait a second. Wait a second. 3 hours later.
Oh yeah, definitely taught me how to type fast and to read fast and to process things. Like, it was a real live moving world. Like, there is nothing else like it. I should share that I'm here on Facebook. Sorry, I'm going to do that. I had everything maxed and it was so cool. You could import your character in the next game. Wasn't it, Nelson? And I loved maxing it out and then playing it all as all the different characters. And then when you get to the fourth one, you can take your character
by the time you solve this.
At the end of the game, and then you can re-import him as a new character into the beginning of the game. So you're starting the fourth game and your stats are like at 400, 400, 400, 400, and you're like this absolute rock star superhero, and you didn't even need to mess with like the stats, you know, downloads or anything else. I loved that about it. You entirely blame Sierra Games for your typing space and accuracy. Me too. People are always like, you're so good at English. I'm like, yeah, because I played video games, because I certainly didn't try at school.
I'm going to have to start again.
Ooh, The Legend of Kyrandia. I was just looking at, somebody was doing some really cool art of the Joker guy on the front of one of those.
Malcolm.
I still need to play those. Yeah, was that who it was? Gosh, wasn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so cool. I love the fan art and things that are happening out there. I really do mean to play that. I haven't yet, but I will. It is on the list.
No, it was supposed to be an RPG
We'll
game
all
of
be
sorts.
dead by the
That's
time
why
you solve
when you pick
this.
up objects, you don't pick them up like you do in, you know, standard adventure games where you walk to the object and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
You just pick it up using the cursor and place it in your inventory without Brandon having to move to that location.
Different, okay. Who would voice what's that guy? Maybe Chris Pratt would be pretty good as the hero's voice. You like the first one best? I like it when the first one's the best one. Yeah, I'd play them in order for sure. I always thought that the hero of Quest for Glory should have a fun, kind of light-hearted voice, like not a super heavy voice. Like not really dark and foreboding and, just like a medium, nice guy kind of a voice, Can JRPG series let you import characters? Really? So there is more like that? Because I know, oh gosh, there's a few that do that, but none of them do it in exactly the same way as Quest for Glory. So I like to know that there's other games like that out there. Henry Cavill? Hey, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I like that. That's perfect. I would totally watch that. Yeah, Quest for Glory 2 is underrated. I guess, I was surprised to hear how many people didn't like it. I loved the maze. I memorized the whole map. I could get anywhere without looking at the map because you just see the little differences in the hallways and stuff.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
You got Ali Chica, and you've got all the other, buying your Saurus, the humor in it, the desert, the opposite of Shapir with Rassier, the figuring everything out, the elementals. Quest for Glory 2 is an absolute treasure. Oh, there is so much hidden in that game for every single class. And then you've got wit and wizardry, you've got the thieving, you've got, just it's got it all. You can become a paladin by the end of it. Quest for Glory 2 is amazing. The Witcher lets you import. Yeah, Mass Effect. That was the other one I was thinking. I have the metal case for Mass Effect, and I've been meaning to check that one out. There is a very niche game that everyone hated and I love, Lure of the Temptress. Oh, see, I have a big box of Lure of the Temptress, and I haven't played it yet. I would totally check that one out. Which Quest for Glory game had the best vibe? Vibe. Oh, that's a hard word. I mean, I guess if you go with typical vibes, you'd probably have to maybe go with the third or the fourth one because of its sort of encapsulation of a story. I mean, the fourth had rough vibes because you come in and nobody likes you and you have to prove yourself. But the third had this really smooth hero vibe, you're hero man.
I'll be dead by the time you solve this.
So I'd say 3 probably vibes the hardest. I was a bit harder on 3 when I was younger because it didn't have much to do for the thief. But now that I see the lore and kind of more of what's behind it, I'd say I'm pretty chill with it now. I always turned the silly clowns on. It was important. I mean, it was like in The Sims. If there's something you can put up on the wall, even if it's sad clowns, you're going to do it. If it's something to do with clowns. More flipping, less flopping. Yeah, I need to play the game again. I can't even remember how to finish the game that you worked on. Oh, do play it again. And I'd love to see you go in with your imported character. And guess what? Here's one thing I've never done. I've never played the 5th game as a straight up fighter, not a paladin, not a wizard, and not the head thief, but just straight up fighter. So that, because I've done it with the mixed classes now, I'd probably do that. And I'm terrible at getting married. So I'd really like to go in and really give it a go to marrying and choosing each person in the game and to get every last bit out of it that I haven't.
I never played any of the Quest for Glory games. Maybe I should get Big Kahuna to join me for a Quest for Glory 5 livestream.
Oh, yeah, please. I would love to hear more about it. 5 is an absolute wonder of storytelling and layout. I've never played such an open world adventure game in my life. You don't even have to start the rites and the rituals in the game until you want to. You can do everything you want in the game and build up all your stats before you even essentially start the game in the first place. Quest for Glory 3 grew on them. Yeah, I'm still mostly into 2. I prefer number 2 over 3. I like number 1 and number 2 probably the most. And then number 4 and 5 are up there too. Number 3 is my least favorite, but I still like them more than any other game series. So at this point, I'm just kind of picking at hairs anyway. I would love to do a Quest for Glory stream one day. I know. I love playing those games so much. It would be fun to play for people. You played 3 when you lived in Africa, Zuki. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. So it would connect right to you on such a deep level, wouldn't it? Oh, I like that. You had to play as a wizard, Ozzy Astaroth. You love magic. Yeah, I have an order of operations, so I play as a fighter first, and then I play as a magic user second, and then I play as the thief last because, and this has even been documented in the guidebooks, playing as fighter is the easiest, playing as the magic user is second, and then playing as the thief is the hardest because you have to do like the most outside of the box thinking. But I love all three. But thief is kind of my absolute favorite. Quest for Glory 5 is weird because getting max points doesn't require doing everything. Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, when I was a kid and I played Quest for Glory 5, I didn't I knew you could save Katrina, but I didn't comprehend that. I thought there was a rote way you were supposed to play and finish the game, and I didn't realize a lot of the side quests. And then you'd play it again and you're like, wait, there's this whole scene, I've never even seen this before. It's so cool. Do you always try to do everything, Joseph? Okay, before starting the rites, you too? Yeah, me too. I like to go out, I like to fight, I like to do all the Pegasus
dead
stuff
by the time you solve this.
And then I like to finish all the rites. I like to take the sigils from all of the towns in the first rite and just come in and be like, ha ha ha, what did you guys do sleeping on your butts while I'm taking everything on? That would be fun. Oh, if it's totally escaped your memory, Quest for Glory 5, oh my gosh, yeah. Would you guys do that? Set this up? This is a real thing, Daniel. This is going to happen now, yeah?
Yeah. It's a written agreement. Without actually writing anything down.
No, we're all here. We've all witnessed it, and I'm so down for that. Please, because I feel Quest for Glory 5 doesn't get the love because people were so hard on the graphic styling. But I assure you, after 15 minutes, you'll be so into the story that you're not even going to notice what era it was in. It's like playing Alone in the Dark. Talk about graphic styling, but a good game is still a good game. If you stream Quest for Glory, I'm naming my hero Anna the Magnificent.
By the time you solve this.
For my playthrough, I've named my character not Devon Aidendale because, as I showed on our earlier podcast, the hero's name is not Devon Aidendale. The hero's name is simply, he's meant to be you, and whatever you name it, he's nameless. So he's not Devon Aidendale. Oh, you guys haven't finished up Freddy yet? Oh, I still need to do Freddy Farkas for my podcast too. We started playing it yet again, and we didn't end up finishing that one either. I love Freddy. I have the black box of Freddy Farkas signed by Al and Josh, and then I have the other regular Freddy Farkas one. But the black one that I have is sealed and signed. I really like that one. It totally did. It's still my second favorite in the series. Oh, okay, Zuki, what's your first favorite in the series? Daniel, you might like Quest for Glory 5 unless the RPG mechanics puts you off. Well, yeah, but they're adventure.
Yeah, I don't like RPGs.
Yeah. It's a little less RPG even than some of the other ones. And the fighting, you don't get up close for the fighting. The fighting's kind of like you're backed off. And you can just fling stuff at them.
You'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Big Kahuna, that's one of my stamina on the first day, but not the other. Oh yeah, okay. That's one of my favorites. I'd love for you guys to finish that one. Me too, Nelson. Yes, for it being one of your favorites too. That's a great game to choose. Love Freddy. I'd say how your strength and your stamina on the first day, but not the other stats. Oh, I saw how to up your strength and stamina on the first day, but not the other stats. Right, yeah, for example, luck or honor, you can definitely see how it goes down if you do something wrong. I spent a lot of time analyzing stats when I first played those games as a kid. Merchris, Daniel should play Quest for Glory and try not to die to brigands in the forest. Bet he can't. Yeah, exactly. You know what you do? You leave them lost off in the forest with that much stamina and that much health, and then just be all you have to do is get home, and then all of a sudden brigands be attacking left and right for sure. Daniel, you realize you can skip this, right? Oh, I've heard rumor.
I'm not skipping anything.
I heard rumor, but
you talk amongst yourselves while I try to solve this.
Google gave me a crown for saying that. I know I got a crown too. Yay! Same as GK3. The graphics were horrible, but the story made me not care. See, exactly. And I'm looking forward to playing that one. I'm not quite done the second one, and I'm going to play the third one because the only thing I really know about it is the
We'll all
infamous
be dead
cat
by the time you
mustache,
solve this.
cat hair mustache puzzle. Corey and Lori are such nerds for the genre, true fans that just happen to create games. You are correct. And I've even seen the Indomitable Tower, the book that Corey wrote when I was at the Sierra party, and had some great conversations about the D&D campaigns that they'd host. And even now, they'd still play Warcraft when Warcraft was a big thing. Like, it's numbers, and they combined comedy and role-playing, RPG, and adventure in a way that nobody else really ever has. They're wonderful people. Zuki. Okay, number 4, number 3, number 1, number 5, number 2. Aw, that's nice, but you like all of them. I love that they're all on the list. That makes me happy. No, the navigation didn't help that one either. No, that's true. That's fair. You still have the Freddy source code, Daniel, Big Kahuna says. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. Send me a screenshot and I posted it.
That's right. Actually, I think I remember that. Anna's like the hero of Spielberg, Merchris says, solving puzzles, charming ghosts, and low-key carrying the whole quest. Until I get to the 4th one and everybody thinks I'm a traitor and hanging out with the gypsies. You know, when I was a kid, my grandma called gypsies yipsies. And she would always say, you need to watch out for the yipsies. And then she made a friend with like a yipsy who used to come over to the house all the time. I just thought it was great because she'd always say, you know, my yipsy friend. In Quest for Glory 5, if you hold down attack and defend keys at the same time, you'll zoom through your stamina, give yourself tons of points really fast. Just stand outside the healer, do that, go in and repeat. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Attack and defend keys at the same time, eh? I will definitely check that out. I like little tweaks. Like there's this other one I got from the speedrunning that in Quest for Glory VGA, if you pick up exactly the right amount of rocks, you put your inventory weight into a specific negative number. It was like 297 or something. And then nothing can hurt you when you play the game. So it's like a trick they would use in any percent speedrunning, which is so cool. I also read how you can drop your money, pick it up before it hits the ground, and it's supposed to double your money. It never worked for me. It's like the selling the mushrooms in the first one to the healer from the fairy ring, unlimited over and over and over again, which they've patched in some of the versions. But if you have the original disc versions, I think you can do that too. Le Serpent Rouge, best puzzle in any game ever. Yeah, I have to get there.
We'll
Hello.
all be dead by
hey,
the time
fun
you
guy
solve
plays.
this.
Joseph, I was going to say GK3 may be blamed for having a bad puzzle here and there, but it also has the best in the franchise. See, this is the good stuff. I love to hear this because sometimes it can end up being a bit of like a wind tunnel out there with people saying negative things about later games in the series. Now, I liked Mask of Eternity too. I always think it's fair to give each game a chance on its own accord. Daniel's locked in like he's defusing a bomb, not assembling Stoff's creepy mug.
Wait,
I know.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just, I'd be doing this too, but then I wouldn't be able to talk. So he's being quite the gentleman and working his way through the puzzle I've already long given up on. What about the Stoffway piano puzzle? I did that. I did the piano puzzle, and hang on, I still have my notes. I actually took notes. There it is. And finished the puzzle all on, oh, you can't see it, but I finished the puzzle all on my own with real notes. It's very proud. Joseph, as a child, I assumed that Steven Spielberg was actually involved in Quest for Glory 1. Well, why wouldn't you? It's like if you play The Dig, wouldn't you automatically kind of assume that Steven Spielberg was there over their shoulders, like every step of the way, in his own way, as an idea giver? and a motivator, and you know, everything else you guys have talked about in various interviews. Freddy was probably my favorite project at Sierra. Space Quest 6 is a close second. Space Quest 6 has stuck with me because I loved the stores and the graphics. I would always joke to my parents. I'd be like, I'm gonna go to the store and pick up a new body part, you know, Vesterblats and all that. It was such a beautiful, intricate game, and every room was filled with unimaginable art, like hundreds of artifacts strewn about that you can click on, and everything had something to say about it. It was an absolute beautiful game. And Freddy's gorgeous. I mean, kill a town with horse flatulence? Like, there's no other game that does it better than that. Freddy Farkas 2? Oh, I would like that. My God. I mean, they so left it open, too. So many of these games left it open to be able to get a second one. Yeah, because Space Quest is the best franchise of them all. I love my Space Quest. I was so happy to meet half of the 2 guys from Andromeda and, you know, get some signatures and have some great conversation.
By the time you solve this.
Share my Space Quest big boxes. Space Quest was a life changer. The humor in it and everything, it could pull you out of anything, any kind of a bad mood if you actually were in one. Space Quest 4 was my first one in the series, and of course I played them all, but it's my favorite probably because it was my first. Yeah, that's true. I've heard people who pave asphalt around here called gypsies for some reason. Oh, interesting. I wonder why. I wonder if it's the nature of the job and the fact that it's seasonal, so they kind of live through the job and then don't work for the rest of the time. It's interesting because, like, gypsies also kind of means wandering a little bit. My mom, she reads tarot cards, whatever. She just flips one over every morning. So it's like, that's kind of gypsy-like. Like, for example, in Quest for Glory 4, there's the tarot cards. It's the Russian tarot deck. Now, I have the Russian tarot of St. Petersburg. I'm looking at it. It's over in my bookshelf now, but it's the exact same cards that they use in Quest for Glory 4. And the fun part of the story is, I didn't even know I had it. It was in my parents' garage. My dad picked up a brand new set. Somebody was selling it at a garage sale, and I just totally found it in a bookshelf 4 years ago. And I'm like, holy shit, it's the tarot deck from Quest for Glory 4, which I thought was the coolest thing ever. They must have patched the infinite money glitch in 5 as well. Yeah, sometimes if you're playing it off of disc, you can get all the glitches, but I think GOG's been pretty faithful. Although I do find 5 is quite hard to play off of disc now, much like Mask of Eternity, which is even a bit tricky to play straight off of Steam. Mask of Eternity would have been a lot love if it. Yeah, I agree. Actually, if it wasn't sold as a King's Quest game,
dead by the time you solve this.
For me, I was really into the Quest for Glory games. So when they brought out Mask of Eternity, I was just like, oh, finally, they're coming out with a kind of more of games like this. So I was really happy. And of course, that took me into games like Baldur's Gate, for example, that was more open world RPG. Almost like brute force doesn't work. No, definitely. The game is playing Daniel. And Big Katuna, people with, Stifle Its Comedy, better not to mess with it. Do you think so? I was obsessed with gypsies after Quest for Glory 4. I thought they were so cool. Sadly, in real life, they don't like being called gypsies and don't much turn into wolves. I know, right? Okay, so here's the crossover. Quest for Glory 4, gypsies,
dead by the time
and
you solve this.
Gabriel Knight 2, werewolf kind of action. And then the two groups kind of get together and we have like a whole different game series off to the side. That would be a cool mix-up. Like if it were animated and done by the same studio that did Castlevania. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Many reminding consoles. Oh, considers gypsy a slur. Oh, see, I didn't think about that at all. I didn't even think about what name would you use? Would you use like Travelers? What would be the correct way to talk about that? I was just thinking about it in terms of the game and historically for me. No, of course not. They wouldn't. We wouldn't. At the time of Quest for Glory 4, no. But now, I mean, we would know more, of course. Gypsy Canis Lupus Lupus. See, it would work. Chris, Quest for Glory was... Are you not having fun yet, Daniel? Because I'm having fun.
Are you not entertained?
Stat grinding. Yeah, exactly. Quest for Glory. I played Ancient Art of War and games like that, but like I had never played a game where you got stats. And if it wasn't Sierra, I never would have found it in the first place. So it introduced me to the whole concept, and it changed how I've looked at games for the rest of my life ever since then. What? Just don't call them tramps or thieves. That's worse. Oh my goodness, no. My goodness, no. I never thought about it that way. I always thought about it as people who traveled to different counties and, would do things like tarots and I don't know, whatever reputation they were supposed to have. Like, I didn't know a lot about that at the time. Oh yeah, they probably do hear it from people as they go through. People are such jerks, man. Sorry, no offense to people, all of us, but it's like sometimes if we don't understand something, we really are scared or threatened by it. And I'm not going to bring up all the myriad of ways this is true in today's world, but certainly true of humanity in general. I still remember typing rest until morning and praying not to get ambushed.
By the time
I know.
Solve this.
It made it sleeping scary. Like, it was kind of neat in the third Quest for Glory because at least you could light your little tinderbox and stuff would mostly leave you alone. It's tricky in the first game because you have to get to like Arena's Peace or the stable or back into the town. Oh, which Cher reference? Oh. Yeah, I would totally miss a Cher reference. I don't know Cher's music. Somebody here must, though. How you doing there, Daniel?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Arena's Peace is your alarm clock song. Perfect. Mine is still the stable music because it shows me that I've got to wake up, get my ass up, work hard, and get paid very little for all of it. So I started with that. Baba Yaga's music is my ringtone for like anybody that's an unknown number, so I know to beware of it. And I think right now I'm using a Monkey Island ringtone that somebody sent me because it's just making me happy. Oh, Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, we hear it from the people of the town is a song. Oh, see, I thought you were just being really deep. But I mean, it's true, right? I mean, the song wouldn't have been written if there wasn't a grain of truth in it. It really was like that, like, I guess, from the reputations and stuff. Clearly, I need to listen to Cher. Okay, that one I do know. Do you believe in life after love? That's fair. I know that song. I do believe in life after love. Been married 15 years, I've got to. If you could live in any location, where would you settle down? Out of all of the Quest for Glory games? Oh my gosh. Wouldn't it be kind of fun to live in Quest for Glory 2? Do people ever answer that? A big old desert, it's always hot, you've got an oasis, you've got unlimited beard. Oh, that was one of the other cheats. You could cut Omar's beard, the poet, and sell it over and over and over again. And I've done that one. So I know that one works. And then you've got your Suck Blue Frog, so if you need to do anything out of the usual, you can use that. So I guess I'd live right there in Shapir. I will take Quest for Glory 2 as my answer just to be different today. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I picked up the habit of making references constantly from playing Quest for Glory. You know, I didn't even realize how many of the creatures in Quest for Glory, like, people didn't know, like, they weren't everyday creatures. I'm just like, oh, yeah, you know, the Linotars and stuff. And my mom, who reads fantasy books, just looks at me like, what the heck are you talking about? And it's like, how much lore and how much came from those games, and like, you know, just to go up to somebody and say, looks like you need some fruit from Arena's piece, and they're just like, what are you talking about? Man, if it got into culture, imagine like Spielberg references would be everywhere. You'd choose 5, Zuki? Yeah. Tapir would be nice. 5 would be a nice little town. It's got a nice ambiance. It's got a nice neighborhood, and I mean, it has a functioning bank system. It's got a beach. I just picked, oh yeah, exactly. Shafir would be nice,
We'll all
especially
be
for
dead by
furries.
the
Y'all
time
know
you
what I mean.
solve this.
Oh my gosh, exactly. You're gonna go watch that dance, like, you're gonna be a happy, happy person. That was sort of the first concept of furries. Not that we would have known it at the time, but I mean, how many people weren't attracted to the cat? It's just a little bit. I mean, that's totally fair. Yeah, save, then save again, then save under a new name. Yeah, exactly. And isn't it maddening when it's only been 15 minutes, but you didn't save, but you have to go back 15 minutes and remember exactly what you've done and then do it again? And then I always tell myself, I'm going to name my save files what I'm doing, and then I'll name them Anna 1, Anna 2, Anna 3. And I'm just like, what do any of these even mean? Backup save for the backup save. Exactly. Well, I don't trust auto saves. I mean, y'all gotta feel the same way as me. You can auto save all you want. I am going to
We'll
manually
all be
save
dead
once,
by the time you solve this.
and I'm going to manually save one more time. Great pub and Pegasus viewing. Yeah, that's true too. You know what? It would be nice if there was a pub overlooking the Pegasus viewing zone. You know, for your big journey all the way up the island, you sit, you have a beer, you watch the Pegasus fly around. Like, it'd be a whole niche thing. And a talking Quest for Glory just activated my nostalgia core memory. Oh, I love to talk about it because, I mean, where can you come into a crowd of people that know so much about a series? And it's, out of all of the games I've ever played in my life, I'd say Quest for Glory has affected my life the very most on a day-to-day basis. Even right to this very day, it's just such a huge part of my life.
Thank you, Joseph Austin.
Money to encourage Daniel. You can do it.
Can
You
I?
can do it!
Can I? Really?
Don't worry, in
We'll
Quest
all
for
be
Glory, you
dead
be the
by the
fighter.
time you
Just punch the
solve
puzzle
this.
till it submits. Oh my gosh, my husband was just saying this morning, he was like, oh man, it's really hard to have a conversation with girls about feelings because I can't punch the feelings. Luckily, that wasn't in reference to me having feelings. I don't have those. No worries. Oh, you like that idea? Yeah, see, I'll be like, meet me up at the Pegasus pub. You'd be like, oh yeah, I'll be there in a few minutes. It would be super awesome. Quest for Glory is part of your identity, Joseph. I literally play it once a year in a marathon. Me too. And it's such a big decision for me of what character I'm going to play, because I'm going to take it from the first game through to the end of the 5th game. And then I just started getting into mixing classes about 7 years ago. So like before that, I didn't really give myself magic as a thief, but now just playing it with all the different classes together, it feels like a whole new game all over again. And then you have all those heroes sitting on the disc after number 5, kicking their feet, throwing stones, and waiting for the 6th game so that they have something to do, because they're important men and they should be somewhere and do something. And that would be nice. Joseph says, I played I first played Hero's Quest from a friend who mentored me in computer science, and she passed away before I could return the discs. That made a huge impact. But the crazy part, yes, do
We'll all
tell
be
me the
dead
crazy
by the
part.
time you solve this.
What a connection. The fellow that gave me my Quest for Glory anthology disc so I could finally play the fourth one without it crashing, he passed away before I could give him his disc back. So I had the Coles sign it and say that he was a true hero on the inside of the disc. I couldn't get the other discs to load until 1 week after she passed, when I figured it out and the whole world opened up suddenly. And had she played it before, Joseph? It was almost like a way to connect with her. My goodness, what a story. And it's really stuck with you. So kind of like if you go back to the world and visit it, it's like connecting all over again, isn't it? Oh, that's really deep and special. Thank you so much for sharing that. Quest for Glory 3 taught Mercris that diplomacy is just as powerful as a sword most of the time. Exactly, especially if you're playing with a thief and you have the silver tongue. And it convinced me even in games like Undertale to try the passive route first. You don't need to go in swashbuckling everybody all the time. You know, you can do some silver tongue. And I always hated to kill Toro in the first one. I always liked it better when I could just climb over the fence, you know, and not do that.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
David played Quest for Glory 1 on his XT with limited English abilities, but I loved roaming the land. First open world experience. Well, you speak English very well now, or at least you write it. What is your first native language? And did Sierra Games help you then on the way of figuring it out English? Or was there other influences to English in your life? It's such an awesome story, Joseph. It's like, I'm sorry to hear about your friend, but my goodness, to have that connection, at least I'm thankful for that. Yes, she left the save files in German because of the German sitting. Oh my gosh, it hurts right here too, though. That would definitely stick with
We'll
you.
all
Turns
be
out the
dead
disc
by the time
problem
you solve this.
was because she pirated the game. Of course not. 8-year-old me had no idea why they were labeled in magic marker. No, and I'm glad you got it to work then. You're lucky. I didn't get copies of Sierra games when I was a kid, but my dad would come home with Infocom games oftentimes on disc, like his postie. He was a postie, so his coworkers, and he had this one techie friend named Dave. He gave him Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Bureaucracy. So sometimes we just get the randomest ones, or Tapper. I don't think we had the original of Tapper at the time. David says his first language was Turkish, then Hebrew and English, thanks to Roberta Williams. See, she's an English teacher. She has been all along. Turkish to Hebrew and English. Wow, okay. That's quite a good spread of languages. That's really impressive. Do you have to use all three of those languages much, or do you mostly stick with one? Are you still fluent in all three of them?
No, I didn't know David knew Hebrew.
That's really cool. You lived in Turkey for 7 years as a kid, Helen. Oh, that is so cool. Was it because was it military, or was it just that your family moved around, or was it part of your heritage growing up? How did you end up living there for 7 years? Your dad was an expat for Shell Oil. Wild. Okay, cool. Yeah, my uncle works in computer tech and oil, but in Texas. So you would have done a little bit of traveling for sure. My husband is in a military family, so he grew up in like Germany and different parts of Canada and the States and all over the place. David says, Turkish to speak with my parents, and Hebrew because I live in Israel. Okay,
wow.
So yeah, you're still switching it up. And then English when you're coming here in the streams and playing games. That's really wild. What a day. Do you get to speak with your parents often? Yeah, I thought he had it too, Top Fuel. I totally thought he had it too.
Oh, man.
Mercris, I finished a Sierra game once without dying, then I woke up. Yeah, no, I've never finished it without dying, and unless I have a
We'll
points
all be
walkthrough,
dead
I've
by
never
the time
finished
you
it
solve this.
with full points. But like, c'est la vie. You know, every time it's like a game like Colonel's Bequest. You can play it over and over again and find all the details you've missed from the times before. Zuki, we lived in London, Istanbul, and Cape Town. My gosh, you could make a song out of those. That's great. What a wild upbringing. Oh, so how old were you, Zuki, when you discovered or had Sierra games shown to you? Was that like a little bit of a connector between the different places you went? Once a day. Aw, that's nice. Oh, you do get to talk to your parents often. Mine live downstairs, so I get to talk to them each day. I enjoy that. We're really big on family here. Joseph says, I wished Quest for Glory gave you more than fanfare for getting max points. Yeah, like an extra little scene, or what could you imagine that you'd want to have for the extra points? Something different in the ending maybe, or something that happens differently? Oh, Mercris and David may be neighbors. That's pretty cool. That's right. You're from the same spot there. Well,
We'll all be dead by the time you solve
is
this.
Constantinople. Yes, I know that one. But it's streams like this that makes the world feel small a little bit, doesn't it? Like wherever it is we're from, sometimes you don't even realize you're talking to people thousands of miles away because we're all just here sharing a similar love of watching Daniel complete this puzzle for me. But that's okay. It's only been an hour.
Screw you guys.
An extra scene would be perfect. A little art praising you. That's a little bit more than a text box saying good job. Yeah. Yeah, that would be neat. Or maybe like some sparkles or something like that. Or maybe like extra confetti at the end. Just like that extra little acknowledgement maybe. Yeah, I could see that. Zuki, about 6 or 7, I remember sitting playing King's Quest 3 in our living room in Istanbul. That was my first experience of Sierra. Oh, that's even earlier than I played my first King's Quest game.
Ozzy Astaroth tipped $5. Since the guests are already dead, Storf is right by default. Lol.
I'm not skipping this puzzle.
So Zuki, then definitely I would say that these games were with you through your travels. That's kind of an amazing, it's like something steady and wild to take you through adventures all over the earth. Complete this puzzle is a bit of an overstatement. We love you, Daniel, but remember, it's all affectionate mockery. Aw, you're so sweet, Zuki. And thank you, Ozzy. Someone check if Daniel is still blinking. We may have a new statue in the house. It's the sweat beads up on his arms, you know.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
A big parade. This isn't a puzzle anymore. It's a hostage situation.
Kinda is. So how's everyone doing? Are you ready for Paul's stream, which will probably start mid-stream? She's got
That's
Graham
great.
Divine. You know, in our conversation with Graham Divine, we played some Seventh Guest. Like we had the interview, it was an hour, and then we played the Seventh Guest. And I was the hint keeper in that game. And we reached the coffin puzzle. And I really thought that he'd be stumped by the puzzle. And we'd have like a good laugh and, waste 40 minutes trying to solve it. But he just gave me 4 moves and solved the puzzle.
Holy shit, how does that happen?
How does that happen? He's the developer of the game.
We'll all be dead
That's
by the
exactly
time you
how
solve this.
something like this happens.
Are you stuck on Kathy Rain 2? I did find there was a lot of back and forth in Kathy Rain 1. I'm just like, am I up on this motorcycle again? But no, you can do this. Even if you can't solve the puzzle, walk away, have a snack, and when you come back to it, I bet you'll figure it out. Are you going to do Kathy Rain 2, Joseph? Good, you must finish Expedition 33 first. I was just looking up Expedition 33 to see what it was about because my son was asking me about that one. Okay, shit chat, Mercris says, should we cheer him on or start planning a rescue mission? A little of column A, a little of column B. But yeah, but just to cap off the Quest for Glory talk on this playthrough, I am a fighter, a straight up fighter with no magic and no thief and no nothing, and I'm going to go right through that way. Well, and probably switch to paladin partway, but I haven't played straight up fighter in years and years and years, like probably like 15 years since I've done that. No magic, no feet. Right?
We'll all
Who
be
needs
dead by the time you solve this.
Feet are overrated. And Paul Corman is playing Thief for his first playthrough, which I was like, that's pretty tricky, but he's like, yeah, but I think it'd be kind of fun to break into places a bit, so. I wish straight up fighter had more unique stuff and that paladins don't get. That would be so cool, like a secret fight club in the 5th one. Yeah, exactly, because that's the thing. A fighter is supposed to be brawn. We don't always have to care about honor in the same way as a paladin would. But it's so hard to give up on the healing spells, so you can heal yourself. So it's so hard not to take that leap to the next step of becoming a paladin. But I'd really like to just stay fighter all the way through and just see what that's like for a change. I'd love it with a secret fight club, just like the Thieves Guild, but a fight club. That would be super cool. Like upstairs in that stairwell in the guild that you can't go up in the 5th one where Toro is, but like upstairs is actually the fight club. So is this puzzle, Daniel, entirely randomized, right? So there would be no way you could just follow it all the way through.
Nope.
That's why, right?
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Shut up.
You do get unique ways to turn into a paladin. Quest for Glory 4 has an interesting fighter to paladin sequence. I know, and I didn't even know you could get to be a paladin earlier than Quest for Glory 4 until way, way, way later. Because, I was playing with no hints, no nothing, just straight up. So I wasn't getting to be a paladin until that point. And then I was like, holy shit, you can become a paladin in the 3rd one. And then I was just like, what? You can actually graduate at the end of the 2nd one, but it took me forever to figure that out. Expedition 33, is it my vibe? Okay, cool. Stylistic, tragic, turn-based brain food. Okay. I might give it a shot then, because, yeah, it looked intriguing when I was doing the Googles there on it a bit. I tried to become a paladin as a wizard, but I never seemed to get the option. Could you? I wonder if it's directly correlated to skills.
We'll all be
or
dead
if
by the
it's
time you solve this.
also correlated simply to honor, but maybe you can't. Oh, say it is doable, Joseph says. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never done that. At the end of 2, if you pour a ton of money into the beggar. Oh, how neat. I didn't know that at all. Thank you, Joseph. Merker says you like smart games with emotional hooks. Expedition 33 will wreck you beautifully. Yeah, I like it when things wreck me beautifully in various ways. That's great. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. You had honor, but it didn't give you the option. Oh, interesting. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder what it's connected to, Ozzy. I'm not even sure. Yeah, because I think if you play as a fighter in the last game, there's really nothing extra you could do, and you can't heal yourself. But it'd still be worth doing just to say that I do it, probably. No idea, but someone said being a paladin isn't so great. So I just kept going as a wizard. Well, it's not, like I said, because you can't do anything you shouldn't do. You
We'll
have
all
to
be dead by the time you solve this.
within a strict code. But I did like finishing as a paladin just because you can do the Rusalka and some other quests that you couldn't do as other characters. There are 2 to 3 things you have to do, but I couldn't tell you what they are. One, maybe you cannot kill the griffin. Right. Oh my gosh. And if you do hit the griffin, if you're speed running, you can break the frame if you actually fight the griffin in the wall behind the griffin and essentially cut through all the frames straight to the very last scene of the game and finish the game in like under 5 minutes, which is absolutely incredible. Oh, Dragoon Mayutsu. Is that right? Did I get that right? Hi, nice to see you.
We call him Dragoon.
Dragoon, that
For
works.
short.
I like that. I like that. I can do that. No, I have to decide. I have
I'll
to
be
decide.
dead by the time you solve this.
When I'm done this, do I play more Quest for Glory or do I have a nap? Because I'm supposed to go out with my girlfriends tonight. I'm not sure. That will be the big decision I make after this. Dragoon is just fine. Thank you. I like that. There's so many people here that I'm friends with in other places and I just don't realize it. Like Zuki and I have known each other through Facebook and other places, and it's just getting to know like who people are and what their names actually are. That's the tricky part. But in the meantime, I'll just make friends with the same person in 3 different places and think it's 3 different people and be happy with that.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Hey, gotta be careful. If you take too much longer, I'm gonna start showing off big boxes.
Start showing off big boxes.
Okay. Let's see. Great. Oh, okay. So Joseph Marathon's Gabriel Night every year starting in just a couple of weeks. Oh, how cool. So right at the same time of year too. I like that tradition. See, I still haven't completed the second one. I love the first one, and I'm going to do a podcast episode about the second one soon. Mercris. Anna, have you ever played Hero U? Yes, I have. In fact, I was so excited to play Hero U that I woke up exactly when it came out, which on my time was like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I hadn't felt that way about a game in such a long time. And I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic game. It was its own unique game.
Dead by the time you solve this.
I even liked the card game that was included with it, that they made up, kind of like the poker-based game, and looking at the little tells and the other characters. And yeah, I really liked it. I would play that again. I played Summer Days too, but it was more of like a story adventure. I really liked the concept in Hero U. Oh, it took me a while, Zuki says, for me to connect Helen and Zuki in people's heads. Well, you're cool no matter what your name is really what it comes down to. Joseph, hero, you awkward art style, annoyingly rushed feeling, but surprisingly deep and excellent Quest for Glory like game when you realize you have plenty of time. Yes, I mean, because you get stressed out with the timing and you don't realize, and kind of it's a little like nothing happens much between day sort of 15 and day 25. So like it's got a different kind of a pacing and a flow, and it's kind of set up that you're going to miss a lot of things in the game on
We'll
purpose.
all be dead by the time you solve this.
You can ignore stuff. I know.
Okay, that's
We're beyond
fine.
that.
I'm just trying to give him his position to speak. People, total spiritual successful. If you loved Quest for Glory, you need to check it out. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I thought it was cute. Okay, big box. This one here is one that people don't see very often. It was actually released by Sierra, and it is Leisure Suit Larry 1, 2, and 3 together in a combination pack. Super simplistic too. It just, on the back of it, just shows each of the games, and critics react to the 3 Larry games on the side, and that's it. And it's kind of neat because it shows you the 3 sides of what they would look like if they were sold separately. So anyways, released by Sierra. It's not an offside run. It was actually one of their own triple pack runs. So not one I come across very often at all. Joseph, Heroine's Quest is phenomenal. Yes, okay, so I do need to go
We'll all
back.
be dead by the time you
Heroine's
solve
Quest,
this.
because I've started it and I got to the point with the mirrors and going back and forth between the worlds, and I think I got distracted. And it's such a beautiful game, and they put so much work and time into it. I would recommend it. Throw the people who made it a couple of bucks for a coffee after you enjoy the hell out of their game. Thanks for the reminder to get back to it. Yeah, it's kind of a neat spine, and isn't it? It's a little bit different, but I really like that one. Oh, were you part of the Hero U Kickstarter and got a big box, but didn't like the game at the time, put it a bit and put down? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't for everybody, especially if you were expecting it to be straight on maybe to Quest for Glory. I had fun with it because, I don't know, I'm personally connected with the creators, and, I found it to be a good time anyway. But I know a lot of people weren't as big of a fan of the art or other aspects of the game, and it's totally understandable. Might be worth watching a playthrough of it on YouTube, even if you don't want to play it, just to sort of check out some of the things in it. Merker says half the challenge in Larry games is surviving without dying from
by the time you
embarrassment.
solve this.
Yeah. Between dogs peeing on your feet, your breath going bad, having to search dumpsters multiple times, they get a little bit intense. Stoff's comment, Benjamin says, reminds him of McCoy in Star Trek 6. I had to pay him real money to shut up. Oh, I can't do the McCoy accent. That's terrible. I hope one of you can do that accent better than me. Joseph says to Nelson, it gets better late in the game, but the first 10 to 12 days are a bit of a slog. Yeah, it's true. If it goes really slow for a while, and then it picks back up again, and there's some really interesting side stories and things. So it's only good if you're already so obsessed with the Coles that you're willing to deal with that. Yeah, and that's part of it. I'm super obsessed with the Coles themselves. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to meet them and be them. Yeah, you'd watch a walkthrough of it for sure. Hey, yeah, I like that, because there's different alternative paths you can take and things that can happen. So, okay, second one. We've all played it, we've all seen it, but isn't it a lovely game? Conquest of Camelot.
Never played it.
liked. Oh, you haven't played this one? It's got riddles in it. Christy Marks, who did work on Teenage Mutant
We'll
Ninja
all be
Turtles,
dead
she
by
also
the time
did
you
Gem, the
solve
cartoon.
this.
When I was a kid, I went to a sleepover party, and it was Gem that was the theme, and her parents set it up with costumes, and we had air guitars and mics, and we would dress up in 2 different groups, and we had the holograms and the misfits. It was really cool. So, but yeah, I love this game because it comes with a map, a beautiful map inside of it, and I'm a huge map collector, so that's a big thing I like from that one. I'd watch a whole series of Anna navigating Larry's disaster and judging his wardrobe. Oh, dude, I'd totally be down for that too. I love playing the Larry games. I have played every single one of them many times. And I liked your stream of playing the games with Al, Daniel. That was pretty awesome, just to get that perspective. Like, and the little things I didn't clue into, like I knew the fountain was yellow, but I didn't clue into the P, like all these little details and stuff. For the first few weeks, you're feeling super rushed, having one dungeon you can barely get into and feel like you'll never have enough money to... Yeah, that's where I got a little bit stuck too. I'm like, man, I keep running out of money, but it opens way up. The pacing in the game is a little bit different. Conquest is so good. You have that box too, Nelson? I loved the riddles. I had to figure out all the riddles in this game with my dad when I was a kid, just on paper, figuring it out. I loved everything about the lore in it. I thought it was a great one. Am I a hologram or a misfit? Ooh, that's a good question. Depends. I think in the daytime I might be the holograms, but at nighttime I might be the misfits. My husband and I were doing a party night, and I had the Gem cartoons on in the background, and I did my makeup all like 80s style, and we did it like themed that way, and I did like a little star tattoo thing. It was really fun. So I don't actually have tattoos. I just wear fake tattoos because I don't know, I get bored of shit sometimes. But
Wait, that's a fake tattoo?
Look at any stream we've ever done, and I've had different tattoos on every single one of them.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, not a one.
I'm probably close to the end.
I can see that. I'm watching. Do this.
Or not. Or not.
Come on.
Who knows? Okay. Let's see.
Okay. Oh my god, no!
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
No, I thought you had it. I was so sure you did. Arthur's Quest for the Grail plus instant death if you ask the wrong question. Classic Sierra. Oh yeah, this game was brutal. It was not easy on you at all. The remake of the first Larry game was awesome. So much hilarious narration. Yes, I loved Leisure Suit Larry VGA and Leisure Suit Larry Reloaded. Reloaded changed the entire game. I have the t-shirt from Reloaded with the chest hair, and I have the big box from Al Lowe's personal collection of the Kickstarter from the Reloaded campaign, and he signed it to Anna from Al on it. And the puzzles are different, like the hot sauce and the whale and stuff. That was pretty awesome too. Yes, Conquest of Camelot is pure Sierra Gold, brain-melting puzzles and all. Yes, I agree. It has so much stuff. You know what? I learned, you guys, I learned how to put away a game box like this or Colonel's Bequest, because you know how they're way too stuffed? Look at, okay? It's a way of stacking the discs on the inside. You put them at each of the four corners. A friend of mine that's a collector taught me how to do it, and now all of my games that used to be poofy are flat and they fit in the box.
Dead by the time you solve this.
Even Gold Rush with the extra, like the book in it and everything. There's no way a dig at the Craters, which are all my heroes, but I didn't like any of the Kickstarter games, and I backed all of them except for Thimbleweed Park. Yeah, I have the Kickstarter box for Thimbleweed Park. You know, Kickstarter, I have mixed opinions on it. Like, even Jim Walls tried to do a Kickstarter for a game, but he was too early, and I think he failed because he was
too late.
Do you feel it was too late? I've been wondering.
Yeah, because Jim Walls did it when there was the Adventure Game Renaissance after the Double Fine Kickstarter, and so he did it after, if I'm not mistaken, either at the same time or immediately after the Space Venture one. There was an oversaturation of adventure game Kickstarters, and so it wasn't fun anymore, and it seemed like they're all jumping on the bandwagon and trying to revive, every IP out there. without actually using the IP because they didn't have the rights for the IPs.
Yeah, nobody did.
And they just created spiritual successors, which, you know, could have been great, but
Yeah.
I think Space Venture broke everyone's spirit, in my opinion.
Yeah, a little bit. It's tricky. Like, because some games do very well and then they make the money off Kickstarter, but I find some game makers can get stuck in the Kickstarter cycle where you're currently doing a Kickstarter for the game that you're working on, but you have to use the money for the game after it. And you get caught in a perpetual one game behind kind of a cycle. But it's also really hard to fund things yourself, especially if it's your full-time job and you don't have another income. So I liked Thimbleweed Park too. I liked it. I liked all of it. I liked the ending. I still haven't opened my big box of Thimbleweed Park. Apparently, some of them actually have a signed thing by Ron Gilbert in them, so I'd be curious if I do, but I don't know yet. Would love to see you stream. It's got so much flavor and so much instant death. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. I like instant death too. Conquest of Camelot is just such a pleasure. Oh, you backed Jim Walls, but then it got canceled. Aw, see, I would have loved it. I love Police Quest 1. I love Police Quest 2. I like Police Quest 3. I mean, I played the SWATs game. They're just different entities. I liked the characters more, but I love the Police Quest series. Anna, since you've got Conquest of Camelot, do you also have Conquest of Longboat? I do. The game is a masterpiece. Yes. Not only do I have the big box for Longbow, I have a 4-hour and 15-minute podcast episode where we dissect the game from beginning to end with One Short Eye. And it's one of my favorite episodes and probably our most popular podcast episode. Love that game very much. Now here's a game I bet you probably, if any of you have even heard of this game, I'd be shocked, let alone played it. This is Gene Machine. It's a very British game about madness, mutation, and afternoon tea. I had such a hard time getting this game to run on my computer. It's really in that dead zone of computer games and things, but it's a beautiful game. It's got lovely art in the book. It's funny. It's got a touch of whimsy, and you could almost compare it to like Curious George or those sort of quaint British kind of adventure games. But nobody ever talks about this one. I never see anybody say anything about it. Deranged scientist toy with creation called the Gene Machine, and you know, terrible powers, mankind, stiff upper lips, all of that good stuff. Anna Zuki says, have you ever played or even heard of the Feeble Files? No. I'm taking notes though on all these games I'm being told I need to check out.
Instead of taking notes on the puzzles.
Yes. Well, I got to take notes on something, man.
Yeah, at least you're putting your notebook to use.
Should we be just calling this Conversations with Anna while Daniel does puzzles?
Yeah, because apparently there's a typo in the word podcast, so we might as well change the title.
That works. Actually, my whole podcast is essentially one big typo anyways, so it's okay. Okay, now here's an exciting story. I went to a thrift shop.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Yeah.
5 days ago, or I could talk over them. Went to a thrift shop 5 days ago, and they had Top Gun Danger Zone.
Wow! Let's play this one.
I know. This is really some advanced shit going on here. The sky's the limit in the Danger Zone. You can go it alone. Oh yeah, multiple camera views, and get this, realistic 3D graphics.
Well, then again, they called whatever it was in King's Quest 1 realistic 3D graphics just because you could walk behind things. So I think they're misusing the term realistic and 3D graphics.
Oh, so you guys do know the game. Okay, Jules Verne and Monty Python made a point and click together. It's very English. voiced by Robert Lewin. Oh, okay, he was Crichton in Red Dwarf. I love Red Dwarf. Yes, I've seen every episode of Red Dwarf many times, including the new ones, including the Promised Land movie, including all the Dave TV episodes, and I've watched every episode in the series with all of my sons as well. So I'm kind of obsessed. I like Lister. It's kind of my thing. I get
Danger
very
Zone.
excited.
I really hope they have the song in the game.
They should. You still working on it? I'll get more games.
Get more games. Wait.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Were
So
you more of
close.
a joystick flyer, a keyboard warrior? I actually was a joystick flyer, but I was with the inverted controls. It was flying games like Microsoft Flight Simulator that got me understanding inverted controls and how to use them. And then my dad would get the joystick. So that and keyboard. I would use both. I'm a keyboard girl for a lot of stuff that people would normally like. I use a keyboard for Red Dead 2 or for The Witcher or whatever it is that I'm playing.
I use
like
a keyboard for everything.
Yeah, why? Of course. What else would you use?
Yeah,
Oh,
PC gamers don't need controllers. What are we?
Not at
Console
all.
people?
No. Ozzy, you love Red Dwarf, but haven't seen any of the new stuff because I can't find it. But I love the original stuff. Yeah, I had to get those free. They'll give you like a free trial to BritBox. So I did the free trial with BritBox for, I think it gave me 2 weeks. And my kid and I just blasted through all the other Dave TV episodes. I couldn't find them either. Same with The Promised Land. Dragoon says original Red Dwarf was a great British comedy. I know. And of course, the first 6 seasons are really good. It got pretty weird later on, or even the first 4 seasons. And they didn't close off a lot of storylines. But the reason I'm okay with the newer
We'll
ones
all
that
be
they're
dead
making
by the time
is
you
they've
solve
gone back to
this.
tradition. They've gone back to how it used to be. It's just a bunch of fun, and the guys are just having a great time. And I mean, they're older now. I don't know. It's worth it. I'm entertained so easily. I mean, I don't know. I still think they're a good time. What else is a good time is Circle of Blood. That's the version I have. I haven't played this since it very first came out. And this is the game inside it is still sealed. I came across this again in a thrift shop. I think I paid $15 for it. They're just giving this stuff away around here. But when I played it, it was Broken Sword, not Circle of Blood.
We'll all be
That
dead
I
by the
ended up
time
with
you
the-
solve this.
Because of that stupid name change, my father didn't get the game for me when he was in the US back in the 90s. So the reason Broken Sword isn't part of my childhood is because they changed the name to Circle of Blood, which doesn't sound like the most kid-friendly game out there.
No. The goat puzzle. It was a great game. I had a lot of fun with that. Mur is asking who's my favorite dwarfer. I mean, Cat is amazing. But I like Lister because he was one of my first crushes. That slobby, smelly pile of Vindaloo, man. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I like Cat too, though. He's great. Obviously, and that's the Promised Land was fun because they actually got to go back to Cat's homeland or meet other cats. It was terrible. I mean, I will admit it wasn't a great movie, but it was worth watching. Ozzy's printed small replicas of Red Dwarf and Starbug. Really? Oh, that is really cool. I have replicas of my friend Roberta got when they were in England visiting in the 90s, and she gave a couple of them to me. Luckily enough, so I think that's really cool that you'd be printing them. They're so detailed too. I can hear the music in my head when we're talking about it. Oh, sure, thank you. That's good. A link to watch The Promised Land. See, there you go. It's worth it. Nelson had to get both boxes again. Adventure Gaming Rabbit Hole. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, though, isn't it? I mean, I don't even know how many copies of King's Quest IV I have for all of the versions. called Baphomet's Curse in German. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So the devil's curse, right? That's pretty wild. Yeah. No, see, if they changed it and all, it's like Quest for Glory, right? Heroes Quest becoming Quest for Glory.
We'll
Corey
all
said
be
that they
dead
lost
by
a
the
lot of
time you
sales
solve
because
this.
people were looking for the next Heroes Quest game. Why did they want this totally different series? And it hurts the numbers, right? The cafe explosion is iconic. Yes, Mercris. Benjamin, you relate more to Rimmer, only less insufferable. I think Rimmer's great, and I think you need a Rimmer for a lister to get that dynamic back and forth. I have so much compassion for him and his head state and what he's thinking about. I absolutely love him as a character. I like his faces too. He's such a good actor. I mean, in general. Nelson says, Anna, let me just say, as much as I love Daniel, if you weren't here, I don't think I would be here by now. Oh, no. Daniel, you're not entertaining the troops.
Well, thank you for keeping everyone entertained, Anna. If you weren't here, I wouldn't be playing this game. So maybe it's all your fault.
Oh, no. I've caused all of this. This is terrible. Circle of Blood is underrated. Yes, Mercrit. It's like Sierra and LucasArts had a very clever baby. It did. It didn't get a lot of attention for sure. I'm working the crowd. I'm working the big boxes, Benjamin, with the Heart of China. These are all the ones I don't get to bring out very often because they're not in my main collection. But I have the Heart of China, and I also have the one that comes after this one. That I can't remember the name of right now, but it's a slash copy, not this one. This isn't a slash copy though. I think it's beautiful though. It's super stylistic, right? The graphics in it are gorgeous, and it's another one of those ones that I don't hear people talking about as often. You've never played it, Nelson? I've never played it. I've never completed this game. I started it and I have never completed it. I like to look at the box and look at the map and know that I have it. Daniel's more haunted than the puzzle, Mercritz. That's right. Oh man, I've shown this to Daniel, but I should show it off here too. This was my first exposure to LucasArts games that I've ever had. And it's got the Dark Forces, the Dig, Monkey Island Madness, which has that remake of the first one, Full Throttle, Afterlife, and the Super Sampler, which had Outlaws and stuff on the back of it, and Indiana Jones and the Desktop Adventures. But this is great. It's hard to find it in good condition. It's a gatefold box, and it's really quite a flimsy box. So these ones are really prone to getting damaged over time. Daniel's face in the painting instead, David.
We're gonna solve this. Don't worry, guys.
We got this.
Yeah.
We got this. It might take an age of empires, but we'll get there. Worth it for the joke.
I got that reference.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Quick, to Photoshop! I would like to see that, actually, yes, and post it in his Discord, too. That would be cool. All right, more games. Sure. These are fun.
I'm sorry, Anna, for having you entertain everyone. I wonder if she hears me. This could be a Fight Club situation. Maybe Anna doesn't exist and she's all in my head. And this is just like a super silent live stream in which I believe that Anna keeps everyone entertained when in fact...
I can figure out how to sit, we're good. In fact, what?
I just told him that we might have a Fight Club situation in here in which you're just a figment of my imagination and you don't really exist. And this is just a really silent live stream in which I believe that you keep everyone entertained when in fact it's just me struggling with this puzzle.
We'll all be dead by the time you
Nobody's
solve
here.
this.
It turns out your camera wasn't even hooked up to the
Yeah,
internet the whole time. You're just
these-
sitting at home, like the computer's not plugged in. This is just you at home in a room alone with nothing else in it, yelling
These
at a
past
wall.
4 years were a lie.
It's true. I am a fig Newton of your imagination, as is the rest of it. Curtis himself, he was a guy in a game, like, Paul, your Paul. He was just a character. He never existed. He's not actually real. That was a computerized game, not a real game.
Yeah.
How could he be a person that looks like the game?
Yeah, I mean, it makes no sense. Why am I streaming with a computer game character?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes no sense at all. I mean, I'm not real. I'm just some person in a podcast.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
Some crazy little fantasy island off on the edge of the earth somewhere, a long ways from Japan, but I could swim there, I suppose. I mean, if I just go off that way. The first rule of conversations with Curtis is you do not talk about secrets. Yeah, exactly. Unless you're Daniel talking about it to yourself. Because if you're not careful, you'll end up in a sanitarium. Wait, there. Whoa, there it is. Sanitarium. This one's great because it has a gatefold. Hard not to go crazy. I don't know if you played Sanitarium, Daniel, but it is a fun game.
I have not.
Oh my God. And it's got a mystery and it's got like a guy with a memory problems. And that is one of my favorite games. I would have to say top 10. I love Sanitarium. It's a great game. Very weird and strangely funny. Exactly. It is so weird. And even if you get the whole storyline all the way through, yes. And the twist, Joseph, it is very worth picking up and giving a play to. And I love the graphic styling of it. I've always thought it was a very pretty game. You like it too, Benjamin? Yes, exactly. See, Zuki's been telling you to play Sanitarium. It's a whole thing.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
You know what would be neat to see you play on a stream with somebody would be a game like this.
Not
Alice?
the seventh guest.
No, not that. But Alice, because it's action-packed. It's kind of like Tomb Raider crossed with an adventure game. And then you've got like all the characters and it's also got a gatefold.
By American McGee. Who
Yeah.
has the coolest name ever.
I think American McGee is one of those unsung geniuses of life. I think that they are a very, 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 very intelligent person. I would love to see more from them. I have It's a Bad Day in LA. That's also an American McGee game where you just go around and just trash the city. It's a very good game too. The story of Alice is sad. The creator doesn't own the rights to it, wants to do more, and he can't. Oh, is that why? See, I didn't know that, Nelson. Oh, and that is too bad. Merchris says, oh, Sanitarium messed you up. The circus music. Did you know that if you're playing Sanitarium and you go back to the fortune teller 3 times, they break the 4th wall to actually address you directly in the game? I like that one. The circus is so messed up in that game. Sanitarium reminds me of Planscape Torment. I know, I need to play that one too. That's another one that's on my list. American McGee who decided to become Chinese. Oh, is there a story to that?
By the time you solve this.
I don't know anything about him at all. Does Disney own the rights? That's a great question.
Maybe I should get him for a conversation.
That would be amazing. I think he's very eccentric. I get that impression off of him that he'd be very eccentric.
We'll just talk about his name because it's cool as hell.
It is. It's a very cool name. Have you played Bad Day in LA? Anybody? It is a great game. I'm not pulling over all the other games because most of them in here aren't really adventure games. It's like Neverwinter Nights and StarCraft and Diablo, Alpha Centauri, Red Baron, Heroes, Dungeon Siege, Total Overdose. No, Total Overdrive. That's it. Panzer General, TIE Fighter, Warcraft, Zoo Tycoon, Baldur's Gate, and all of my strategy guides. I have a lot of strategy guides. About 100 strategy guides. Oh, he moved to China at some point? Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. Neverwinter Nights was a problem for me, and I discovered the hard way that I can get way too invested in roleplay. Oh god, and that is the kind of game that'll do it. And there's so many of them too. I have all the Neverwinter Nights small boxes. I can get very sucked in, and time can just disappear. And it's like I haven't been playing as much like that because I've been playing so much in the way of co-op games with the family. It's just, it was in the evening that we'd all play our separate games, but now we're all kind of hooked on playing games together.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
I mean, even Quest for Glory is role-play, low-key style. I mean, being that you are the hero. Oh, the online stuff, and you had some real dramatic role-play with live dungeon matters making custom events happen. Joseph, that is so cool. See, I've never played live online anything outside of with my family members. I've always just played them as single-player games and then played family games. So I've never gotten into that side of things. You started a war? Oh no. Mercris feels like bad day in LA is what Daniel sees when he closes his eyes after the face puzzle. Yeah. It was fun though. It was like a game like Bully. I mean, something that was just way out there and unusual and had a different dynamic than, you would normally think. I have the box for Bully, I think, somewhere. I'm not even sure if you can get that one still online or not. I think it ended up being kind of controversial or something. Shocker. Let me see. Just trying to look up the rights of the game here.
Wait a second.
What? What? Oh! Do we have it? Oh
No.
my god.
No, wait a second. Let's see.
Oh.
Can I
hang
turn
on.
them all red? Oh man.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. No. Shit.
Dude, oh.
I can flip this.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
I can flip this.
Every corner, maybe? I know. Stoff's always got stuff to say. Ugh, the puns are just, they're not even good.
They're
And I'm
writing
saying-
themselves.
They are. That's the problem. When they start writing themselves, it's an issue. He's always got stuff on his face. Yes, exactly. He's just so messy. Now
No,
do
you can keep
everything
talking. You can keep talking. We'll never finish
Okay.
this puzzle.
No, that's okay. That's what the next stream will be. Anna, have you ever played? Yes, and I did a podcast episode for Halloween on I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. But first, I had to do my homework and I had to read the book first. I mean, and it's just such a short story. It's had 30 minutes to read it and you're devastated afterwards.
We'll all
And I
be
really
dead
like
by the time you solve this.
how Harlem took the whole ideas from the book, and I mean, he actually worked with them making the game to expand on the ideas. I really liked the concept. I liked the sort of the AI computer idea, and the decisions you made where you're like, either of these, like sometimes you'll make a decision and you're like, one of these is the good decision, but it turns out they're both the sad decision. So it was a really thought-provoking game, and I thought it was really beautifully made. I have a mouth and ice cream. I don't have any ice cream, and I should, because I just made, yesterday we have mint growing in the garden, so I made a mint simple syrup, and I'd really like a ginger ale float with vanilla ice cream and my mint simple syrup in it and a little wedge of lime on the side. That's what I'm thinking I want right now. Harlan did killed it as Am. He did. I love the way that he was involved in the project. You know, oftentimes fans of a book or a project come up with an idea and the person who put it all together isn't involved at all. So the fact that he was involved in all of it made it that much more special too. Still Life. No, I haven't. I don't even think I'm going to write down the name Still Life though. Still Life. Using my notepad, huh? Yeah.
Well played.
Thank you, thank you. No, I'll check that out for sure. Yeah, I don't even know what new games I would play if I was to like sit back and just randomly start going through my GOG's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of games to actually play something I've never played before. Because every time I go to do that, if it's not homework for a podcast episode, I just end up replaying a game I already like. 9 times out of 10, which is why I'm here with Daniel playing games like this, so that I can experience what's new and interesting and cool.
Yeah, this is new. This is new game. You know, this is what happens when you listen to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast. You know, I heard you say that you never played The Seventh Guest. So I thought it would be nice if we played it on stream.
Dead by the time you solve this.
I regret that decision.
Oh boy, this is good times. Wait, no, I haven't heard of that. Culpa Innata? I have never heard of that at all. I wrote it down though. I will check that one out. It was ahead of its time. I like that, like Blade Runner. Blade Runner was ahead of its time. Blade Runner, with the graphics it came out with, exactly the way that we saw it before. No remake, no nothing. Blade Runner straight up was freaking beautiful, man. I love that. The Dark Eye from 1995? Nope, but I'll write that down too. The Dark Eye. There. Daniel is experiencing the true horror of the game. Yeah, Benjamin, he is. Okay, Ozzy, you recommend that one too? Okay, good. I will underline it then. I've got extra recommendations. Did you like Blade Runner Top Fuel? It was great. I like how they changed it up with its own versions of AIs in Blade Runner, where you don't know who is the replicas. And it's such a different, it's an alive, morphing story every time you play it. Makes Blade Runner so cool, and just the cityscapes and the colors they used and the graphic stylizations. Are you playing it on your PS5? I didn't even know Blade Runner was out on the PS5, Nelson. I like that a lot, actually. I don't even have a PS5, but I still think that's awesome. Benjamin, you have the Blade Runner box set. Came with 5 versions of the movie and a model spinner. I love the movie. I love the book. Philip K. Dick and all that. Genius. That is such a cool box set. I'd be treasuring that one. It would need like its own little pedestal stand. The Dark Eye, also Gunther. Okay,
We'll
the
all
Dark
be
Eye.
dead by
So
the
I've
time
got
you
3
solve
people.
this.
Joseph says, Culpa Innata tried to do a story that could be experienced in a non-linear order. It's also based on the novel. Oh, Brave New World. I've read Brave New World. I'm going to put that in my notes, though, so I can connect it. I didn't even have a clue that they were connected. Thank you for that. I like stuff like that. Yeah, the movie, not the game. Exactly. No, I know that. I love the movie. Nelson says, yeah, there's a remaster of it and you can switch between versions in games. See, that's cool then. I wouldn't mind that. That's like the Day of the Tentacle remaster or the Full Throttle remaster where you can switch between the versions. So maybe I will try the new one out just to see what they did with it. Like, I don't know anything about the Blade Runner remake, but I would totally check it out.
I remember there was a whole debacle about that remake because it was subpar. You know, Night Dive Studios usually create great remakes, but that one was just, you know, bad upscaling, and some of the cutscenes look better in the original game than they did in the enhanced version.
It might be neat to play it just to switch between the two and to see what the old is like versus the new. I love comparisons. Look up the book Future Noir. It covers the making of Blade Runner. Book Future Noir. Noir. Future Black.
So you're getting recommendations while I'm getting a nervous breakdown, so we all got something out of this live stream.
We'll all be dead by the time you solve this.
So you're saying that the new remake doesn't add anything to Blade Runner you played in the original version? That's kind of what I figured. That's why I didn't bother when I played it through the last time. It's funny, Blade Runner slipped through the cracks because we got it just at the time when I was a kid that we were upgrading to a new computer system, and it ended up not working on the old computer, and then we lost track of it. So I didn't end up actually playing it for the first time till a couple years ago, even though I have the book around from when I was younger. Oh, you bought it on the first day and you were disappointed but loved the game. Yeah, that's too bad, Chris. Yeah. It's like the remake of Gold Rush. I had high hopes for that. I actually ordered it online. I have the big box, and they did a beautiful map, and they even did a minted coin, not minted, but a beautiful coin inside of it, and it was a really nice setup. Unfortunately, the game looked like it was made in 2002, and it had a lot of problems with it. It was not really well laid out textually either. It could have been something better. Yes, when they include the original with the remake version. Yeah, and I think they should do that. Especially, I mean, if you buy the remake, you still have the option of playing the original version. And I'm always a fan of seeing where things come from. Franbo? No, I have not, but I own it. I have it, I think, in my GOG. Who is it that did Franbo? That wasn't Didactic, was it? Was that somebody else? Like a twisted cousin of Alex. I'll write Franbo down, though, again, too. Whoa. Oh, hey, what is that? That's awesome. So my son just brought home the star from the Dallas Stars. That's his team with the D in it. He made it in Metal Shop class. He made a balancing man in Metal Shop class. He also made me a rose in Metal Shop class. Love a creative.
Done.
Thumbs up for you, kid. Thanks. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a list for the year, all right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on it and a book recommendation. I love games that get remastered and allows players to toggle. Yeah, exactly. I think it's necessary to be able to switch back and forth. It makes me happy too. I did that with what was it? Day of the Tentacle. Not only can you switch back and forth with the graphics, but you can play the original Maniac Mansion.
Well, that was with the original game.
Yeah, that's right. I liked that. Metal Shop class is awesome. He also does car mechanics and woodworking. He's going into trades. He's in grade 9. The school wrote me a letter a while ago saying he didn't do that great in his math class. He should consider repeating the year. So I wrote back a letter essentially saying, go suck it. and they listened to me. Oh my God. They're like, okay. And they're letting him pass the year. Like, the kid doesn't want to go into math and physics, man. He wants to go into trades. What are you doing? I'd lose so many fingers. Yeah, I'm shocked I never have, working in the wood shop for the last 15 years, man, using the table saw. And I'm not the most careful person on earth either. Oh, Daniel have a migraine. Aw. Yeah, welding is awesome. I love welding, and he's just been learning how to do welding, actually. That's been the newest thing. So his balancing guy, he did welding on. It's pretty epic. When I was a kid, my parents let me play with like welders and solders and like the wood shop in the garage. So I don't know, I've always liked using them, just messing around and making stuff. Welding! Ozzy says, I've gotten so many injuries to my hand when working on 3D printers. Yeah, man. Like, Jacob is coming home with so many cuts on his hands and scrapes
I'll be
and
dead
bruises
by the time you solve
every
this.
single day. I bet. What do you like to do on 3D printers lately? I mean, other than redoing some of the characters, perhaps, that you've done in the past. Merkris says, have you seen Memoria or Chains of Satanav? Fantasy point and clicks with heavy story. No, but I've heard of Chains of Satanav. I'll write that down. And I have not heard of Memoria. What a wonderful time to be living in, isn't it, guys? With all of these adventure games out there just like waiting for us.
No, I'm suffering. I'm suffering right now. This is not a great time to be living.
No, what time is it? It's 2:00 now, Daniel.
Yeah, we'll finish the stream in a sec. Give me 5 more minutes, okay?
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't want you to lose your progress or nothing.
Yeah.
I'll be dead by the time you solve this.
But no, I think you have motivated me to make a choice, though. I think instead, when we're done after this amount of work, I'll have to take a nap.
Guys, I apologize. I think I'll quit streaming. I'll never stream
Give up.
again.
Yeah, this will make it to the 7th puzzle for sure, for the 7th day. Ozzy says, the last big thing I did was make the keys to the return to Monkey Island. Then I hurt my hand getting stuff off the print bed and having to take the printers apart to fix them. Oh yeah, I bet that would be it. It would be from taking them apart and stuff. The keys from Return to Monkey Island. I know exactly what you're talking about. Right. We did it. We talked about keys a little. That's awesome. I cook a lot and stuff, so I injure myself in the kitchen more than the wood shop, probably. I've got a burn on my wrist right now from yesterday. I'd like to say you're closer than you were before, Daniel. I really would.
Please don't.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll check that out too. Right.
We'll all be dead by the
I've got
time
a
you
lot of
solve
homework.
this.
I love it. We could have played Quest for Glory 1 through 4 by now and still had time for a snack. There's this amazing speed run, Merkris, where and they've discovered new stuff. This is like going back a few years now, but what it was they were playing Quest for Glory 2 as a speed run, and there's this wait when you're and Rasir at the end, and you have to wait for night to fall, and there's nothing you can do to make time pass. So during that wait, he sped run all of Quest for Glory 1 EGA in that 10-minute window and then flicked it back to Quest for Glory 2, and it was one of the most marvelous things I think I've ever seen. Yeah, it is so painful. Yeah.
Okay, 2 more minutes. We've got this.
We've got this, Daniel. It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen.
I am sure that the moment I stop the live stream, I'll figure it out, or not. Or maybe I'll uninstall my OBS and never stream again. That's also an option.
So, yes, I'm afraid Conversations with Curtis and is now going to be Conversations with Curtis and Anna.
I'll be dead
Daniel
by
is
the
now
time you
retiring.
solve this.
Unfortunately, I know nothing about technical stuff, so it's gonna look like shit. Daniel's really the magic master. We all know that, though. You make everything polished and look good, and be
Except
professional.
this live stream, which is pretty amateurish if you ask me.
It's beautiful. The only winning move is not to play. Some say if Daniel finishes it, the haunted house grants him one wish or a therapy session. Yes, Chris. A one-sided conversation with Stoff. That's what
Okay.
it's been the whole time. It's just
Okay,
Daniel.
enough is enough. Let's call it a day.
Oh my God! Thank you, though, everyone, for being here for this.
I apologize, guys.
That's not
Contact me later for refunds. Okay, I'll save the game. End of live stream. Disclaimer, never stream again. Okay. So thank you, Anna, for joining me for yet another live stream. I was, at the beginning of the live stream, we were so optimistic because there were only 3 puzzles left until the end of the game. But, it is what it is. And maybe Paul's stream in an hour will be better than this one, which was a huge waste of time. I apologize, everyone.
Not for me. I now have like a pile of 20 big boxes around me that I get to put away again.
Well, you have a pile of big boxes, recommendations. I hope people in the chat enjoyed chatting and not whatever it is that was happening on screen for the past 2 hours. Again, it is what it is. Paul will start streaming in an hour, so you should join his live stream on Sunday. We're gonna play the case of the Golden Idol with Tori. So hopefully the 3 of us will be able to solve the puzzles in the game, and hopefully it will make for a riveting watch. Again, not like this one. But Anna, you were great. Thank you for entertaining everyone for 2 hours. I think you're a great co-host. Maybe you should be Paul's co-host from now on.
So that's because you're busy solving this puzzle. You're like, I'd like to
Yeah.
stream with you, but I've got this puzzle to work on. I'm sorry.
I'll never stream again, and until I solve this puzzle.
Yeah. Suitable.
Okay. So have a lovely weekend, Anna, and
Thank you.
enjoy the rest
You
of your
too.
day. Thank you, chat, for not giving up on me. I gave up like 2 hours ago, and that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
See you. Bye.